What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Saving Men's Lives Network. You know, Porsche has always had a very soft spot in my heart as a car aficionado, as a guy who was once the little boy collecting Matchbox and Hot Wheels. I had posters of them on the wall before I even had a driver's license. They make some of the best looking cars in the world, certainly some of the most responsive. They have a history on the racetrack that goes back decades that they're very, very proud of, and they should be. Some of the fastest cars that hit the track and the city streets. Most certainly the Autobahn, what they call home. But imagine my surprise, my shock, my horror to find out that someone in their corporate structure was capable of and guilty of a very heinous crime. A crime against children. One that never had to happen, but unfortunately did. This story comes from the UK's Daily Mail. Title: Mother throws newborn daughter out of a window to her demise because she, quote, thought a child would ruin her career as an executive at Porsche, by Matt Drake. A woman has been jailed for 7.5 years after dropping her newborn daughter out of a window because she, quote, was worried a baby would ruin her career, close quote. Katarina Jovanovic, I believe that's how that's pronounced, age 28, from, and I'm going to try my best to pronounce this, Laufen am Neckar, Baden-Württemberg state in Germany. So all my subscribers who speak as a Deutsch, I apologize if I butchered that. Was found guilty of manslaughter at Heilbronn District Court on Wednesday, July 3rd. So this is just a couple of days ago at the time of this recording. Judges heard how she had given birth at home in secret 10 months ago on September 12th and then dropped her baby daughter from her apartment window almost 12 feet onto the tarmac below. Horrified passersby found a minutes-old infant's body with a shattered skull underneath Jovanovic's balcony and called the police. Shout out to the passersby. Jovanovic admitted to the crime at the beginning of the trial in April, but could not explain the moment to the court, ASB Zeitung reported. She also claimed she had not released she was pregnant, but the prosecution accused her of deletion and of deliberately concealing her pregnancy from colleagues and neighbors. Prosecutors told the court that Jovanovic thought being a mother would spoil her career as an executive in Porsche's legal department. Public prosecutor Marike Haffendorfer said the accused was not prepared to put her life plans, especially her professional advancement, on hold for a child. That was her decision when the baby was born, and as a result, the criteria for a deletion conviction are fulfilled. Jovanovic's lawyers claimed that at most it was manslaughter, as she accidentally dropped the baby from her hands after giving birth alone at home without realizing she had been pregnant. Defense attorney Malte Hoech, age 53, said, quote, listen to this, guys. Listen to this. Quote, it is a drama that affects me personally. My client did not even know that she was pregnant. When she suddenly held the bloody baby in her hands, she was in an exceptional psychological situation. It was an accident. She dropped the baby. How the child ended up over the windowsill remains to be determined, close quote. Now listen to me really carefully before I continue this article. You know what? Let me just finish the article. I'll save my piece until the end. In the end, the court accepted the lesser charge of manslaughter, but jailed her for 7.5 years, which was more than 3 years the defense had demanded. Her legal team said they planned to appeal the verdict. Neighbors told media how they had no idea Jovanovic was expecting the baby. One said, nobody noticed that the woman was pregnant. Recently, she had changed and was no longer talking to us. We thought she was stressed at work. That brings an end to the article. And guys, I want to go back to that defense attorney. And look, I understand. Everybody deserves their day in court. I am completely ignorant of German law. I've never been there. As a former sailor in the Navy, Germany isn't a spot I was able to hit because they're a landlocked nation. To my guys in the Air Force, the Army, the Marine Corps, they're much more likely to go. as a course of their military service. But Germany's been on my wish list for a while, and I will touch down there one day. But in the meantime, and staying on topic, my heart broke twice when I found out about this story. First for the baby girl. Wow. The expression is every child deserves a mother, but not every mother deserves a child. That's certainly the case here. This lady was so determined, so gassed up on feminism, that climbing the corporate ladder took precedence over the life of an innocent child, one she carried inside of her own filthy body for almost a year. Kept it a secret from everybody so she could do what she planned to do. Now, I don't know what the Abortion laws are in Germany. Again, my ignorance of German law, you can write plenty of books on it. But if she found out she was in the motherly way long after the window for doing so had passed, then that might explain a lot. And the article doesn't go into that. Once she figured out she couldn't do it legally, she had a plan B, which involved gravity and 60 feet in the air. And I understand that a defense attorney's job is to do the best they can to get their client away from a conviction. I understand that. I'm not ignorant of that dynamic. But for them to come out and say that all of this basically should just be looked over, glossed over, it's not her fault that she did what she did, sickens me. Because it's yet another opportunity to give women here in the West, because Germany does qualify as a Western nation, to give them yet another avenue to escape accountability for their behavior. Broke my heart, man. As a guy who has a young daughter, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't imagine. And the second time my heart broke upon looking into this article was finding out that Germany no longer has the deletion penalty. It's not a thing over there anymore. What better way to give this piece of human filth a fitting end than a firing squad, or burning at the stake, or a guillotine, or I don't even know, hanging, drowning, cover her with honey and throw her naked body on top of a fire ant mouse, something, anything they can come up with, whatever you got, smoke them. This is 7.5 years for a premeditated deletion of another human being, an innocent child at that. 7 years? You can't even get a doctorate degree in 7 years unless you're like a child prodigy. The West is done, fellas. Be careful who you give your seed to, guys. Because even though this homely looking female looks regular as hell, this chick, she's got a good job, she's probably had all the degrees you could think of, she's done everything that the effinists tell women they need to do in this modern world. And you think she's safe. You plant your seed in that. And she goes and does this. Be very careful, guys. Because I don't know where the father is. I don't know who the father is. Was he a one-night stand? I didn't even hear one word about him in the entire story. Does she even know who the father is? Who even knows? But whoever the guy was, that little girl would have been way better off with him than when she took her last breath. God almighty. Our condolences to the little baby girl who was unnamed in the article. I'm going to call her Baby Hope, because I do hope for a better future. I hope for a world that I pray I live long enough to see, where people like this, male or female, who would do something like this to an innocent child would suffer a horrifically slow end to their own life. Horrifically slow. Like taking days to get there, where they're begging for it and it just won't come. Crucifixion is good for that. Maybe we should bring that back. Yeah. Maybe we should bring that back to deal with people like this. Anyway, that's all I got for today, fellas. It's my time. Like the video, comment down below. Share with a friend and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Networkers, we working. Until next time.